Hello city builders. Before I launch this video, I want to give a quick shout out and thank you to the 53 subscribers who currently are following this channel. I hope these videos are enjoyable and interesting, and I really appreciate your support, so thank you once again. On with the video.
I'm lost in a city, still so far.
Hello city builders, this is Hubbub. Welcome back to Nouveau Springs on the Azure Gulf map in the Sunset Harbor DLC. We're going to continue this build over here on the waterfront to the left side of our map. But first, a couple things. All of the warehouses and storage facilities are pretty much full up at this point. And so, if anything, now it looks like that one's a little bit low. So sometimes there's some importing that goes on. But for the most part, the only transactions that are happening in these facilities are export or sales to factories or special goods producers. So the profit margin has turned considerably into the black. Let's see. Now, one of the reasons I'm hovering over here is because I really want to go to a day-night cycle. And the problem that I have with that is I'm entirely dependent on wind and solar in this city. And so if I go to a night cycle, it puts a lot of stress on the electrical productive capacities in the city. So what I've decided I want to do, I'm going to ungreen myself just a teeny bit. And since we are producing significant, let's see, how much extra oil are we still producing? Look at all the extra barrels of oil we're producing. Even with all of the special goods production I have and the unique factories I have, I'm only importing 1,000 simoleons worth and I'm exporting 10,000. So I could afford to put down an oil power plant which shouldn't significantly affect my budget given the huge surpluses that I'm running. And it's going to actually, it'll add some variety, I think, to, now I'll lose a little bit of industry here. It's going to add some variety to the landscape. I don't even know if I should try to put 2 in. I don't think I should. And now I'll pull up my budget here in a second because there's another element of this that is cogent. See, and so as those build back in, we'll have some 2 squares and some 3 squares here. So that'll be kind of cool. Now, let's see. And my grid is totally integrated. All of this is tied together. This is a little unrealistic, but I discovered these underground power lines a while back. It's not entirely the most realistic feature in the game, but to be frank, I'm not always 100% focused on quote-unquote realism. I sustain the view that realism is a pretense, and the fun of the game is in the suspension of disbelief. The reality is, even the most detailed builds you see are dependent on your suspension of disbelief, and there is no real realism in this game. It's all an illusion. So I don't have a problem with putting a couple underground power lines to make sure that my grid is well integrated. But the reason I wanted to do that was, and another small aside here too is, I don't worry too much about it because I'm using what's called the total Autobudget mod that automatically adjusts your levels here. So, you know, when we get to the night cycle, my electricity consumption will creep up here. Day, it'll creep back down. I know how to adjust all this stuff. It just gets to be annoying. I use the auto empty mod also. So that's why you never see me fussing with cemeteries and whatnot. But what I want to do then now is go into options, go into gameplay, because here's the thing I was thinking. I'm going to be making the coolest waterfront skyline you ever did see. You may have seen other cooler ones, but for me, you know, I love this game. It's a lot of fun. But what's a skyline if you can't view it at night? And so I need that extra power plant to make sure that we don't go into brownouts. Anyways, back to the task at hand. A couple things you may notice initially. One, I've reshaped this a little bit. It was always my intention to do that. I wanted to have, I mean, I like a more irregular shape. It is still some symmetry here. And then I went ahead and added Colossalus as the kind of gatekeeper to the city, saying hello to everybody as they come in on these ships. So we've got Colossalus. What you might notice here is I've added, now second thoughts, I might just add a smaller booth. This one has 8 lanes in and out, 4 lanes in and out. I think there's a smaller 2-way booth. I don't know that this is really necessary, but if I do have Sims hopping into cars, they can't, well, first of all, they can't go through here because I've turned off passenger vehicles here. I want, can we see? Yeah, I turned off passenger vehicles. I want to drive tourists into this park so that I can accrue income. How manipulative and greedy am I? I can accrue income from tourists exiting the space elevator, which is going to go right here, walking through the park gates to get across here, and then I may have to change my game plan a little bit and add another monorail station right here. I need to figure out exactly how to do that, because what I don't want is a pocket car problem emerging right here. So we're going to pay attention to that. I'm okay with putting in another monorail station where my cursor is hanging out in order to avoid that problem emerging, because that's a huge annoyance. If having watched some other videos of players who've had that problem, the solution to that problem is to provide the best mass transit you possibly can. So we have these 2 monorail stations set up right here, and then we'll have walking paths and ample bike lanes in this neighborhood. But I'm still worried that I may just do that right now and just put it in right here. And this video will be about something different than I had initially planned. Or it'll be a longer video. What I planned to do in this video was put in my road network. I want to have a tightly gridded road network, 8x8 the whole way, using the superilles 9 grid per super grid framework. That's the game plan for this whole, oh wow, it looks like it's starting to get dark. So we may go through a night cycle here, it looks like. Yeah, the sun is setting.
It's light. I pray to see you one more time.
All right, well, hello everyone, welcome back. I hope that you enjoyed that sunset there. So I mentioned in the last episode that part of the inspiration for this build is the quay redevelopment, turning this land bridge / peninsula into a resort destination rather than an airport with a landing strip. But then the other inspiration for this video is if you look if you search up Dubai and you look for beautiful skylines, there is a stretch of the Sheikh Zayed Road in Dubai that has the most, I want to say, compelling strip of skyscrapers you've ever seen, and they are literally just off the beach. So part of the design here is to try to replicate that view right here on the coast. I'm pretty sure, let's just try this. This is going to be a little tricky. So it's just hard to see. Where is my Dubai station? The Dubai station. I could just go look for it and find it. There we go. So Dubai station. Wow, that's a perfect fit. Now, getting the monorail to connect shouldn't be too hard. I may end up... Oh, really? That's perfect. Okay, 940. And then 940. Beautiful. And we're going to leave that monorail right there in the middle for the moment, because we might have lines that pass through. The reality is I'll probably have stops at every single one of these stations. I really need the sun to come back up so I can really get back to work. I'm going to have stops at all these stations. Whoops, let's turn that off for the moment. I'm going to have probably 2 lines going in opposite directions, or 2 lines connecting to different parts overland in the rest of the network. See, but that will solve the pocket car problem. We could still leave this in here, although I may replace this with an actual road. We shall see. So what I really want to work on when the sun comes back up now will be... Wow, we're up to 155,000 sims. It's going to be laying out this grid. I need to do a little bit of terraforming back here.
Father, don't you let me go. City nights and satellites. When I'm old and losing sight, carry me home all through the night. I need your love, I need your light, like city nights and satellites. When I'm old and losing sight, carry me home all through the night.
Okay, perfect. So that's okay. A little bit of a terrace I'm cool with. All right, and so let's wreck that for a sec. All right, so this is going to be an arterial. And I don't know if I want to continue that this way. Oh, may make just a big traffic circle here. That could be kind of fun. Let's delete that for the moment. I don't know if a big traffic circle here is a good idea or not, but let's see. Drawing this might be interesting. please. Whoa. Okay. Ah. Okay. That is easily fixed. Did I get that right? There we go. Nope, not perfect yet. There we go. See, this would be cool. All right, I haven't figured out what's going to go in here yet. Okay, now we're going to put that road back in. Okay, and then we're going to turn this into 2-lane. Let's just do 3-lane. I wouldn't be surprised if we have a lot of traffic here. Okay, and then let's put the pillar back, but not quite. Now, there shouldn't be traffic lights here. Because I'm doing a highway road, there should not have been any traffic lights there. That's a little bizarre. Okay, now... couple little tweaks that I'd like to make, and hopefully I'll get into services before we start zoning. We're doing okay financially. We've actually been increasing our budget. I just want to make sure that I get us in a good place for when I have to start turning on some of these features, because some of them have pretty high weekly costs. So I'd rather have the district zoned so that we have increased our tax base before I start putting in some of these heavy duty assets. Now, a couple things that I want to do at the very beginning here before we start. So let's see how that works. First is I originally constructed this as a roundabout. Typically I'll use highway roads as roundabouts because the speed limit is higher and it forces merging in a certain way. All right. But I had some second thoughts, and the second thoughts are this. This doesn't have to be a roundabout per se. I think what I want to do is make it a traffic circle instead. So I'm going to take that 4-lane road I've been working with. As I said before that I want to use the superilles concept. So I need to change this road. I'm going to have to redraw this road here. This might not work. Let's see. I love that Control-Z button. Let's see, how's it look here? Are we on the sidewalk? We have space here. I think we could drag this over and no one would know the difference. All right, and then I need to get some of these streets going one way. Okay, the next... Do I have one-ways with bike paths on them? I know I have one-ways that can work for trams. One-way road, parking, bike, trees. Protected bike... Oh, that might actually be perfect. Let's keep looking, see what else do I have. Trees would be nice. Where did I find this? 2-lane, one-way road with protected bike lane, tree line median. This might work. Then the inner square needs to go back to being 2-lane. Now let's look at our intersections. Thinking it'd be cool if I had like some diagonal roads in here, just to break up the grid. I don't know if the angles on this work. This could be a rough intersection here. We'll see. Because we don't have enough lanes in here either. And with the bikes and pedestrians, this could be an interesting... especially since it's a major arterial. Now, what we need to do is bring... Let's do tree line. And we need 4 tiles. So, 1, 2, 3, I'm sorry, 8 tiles. I think that gives me 8 tiles. Perfect. Oh, yay. And we're going to go right through the frickin' pylon. Why do I keep calling those pylons? This is where I'm going to end up plopping a lot of the major assets. And so part of what's going on for me is this. Dubai, I think it's Sheikh Zayed Avenue. But this little stretch here, there's skyscrapers, and then low density. And I don't want to have a huge drop off from towering skyscrapers to low density. If anything, this could be low density, and then I need to extend this grid over here anyways. This would be low density. This will be also high and medium density. So it'll be like fading back. God, I still haven't put in services. I still haven't put in any, I probably should put in at least one more through street here. I don't know if it should be an arterial. I think I should let's extend this arterial. I just don't think it'll look as good. I want it to look spectacular. Those towers in Dubai are just absolutely gorgeous. And I still haven't quite figured out what I'm going to plop out here. Okay, so that's it for this video. I want to thank you so much for watching. This is Hubub signing off.